All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this now Friday morning. Another edition of KFTV's post-game live presented by Underdog Fantasy. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaros on the ones and twos. Oh, man, Knicks in La La Land, man, taking on the Lakers, the first of their four-game West Coast trip. And, man, this thing took a turn for the worst because after the Knicks were in a fairly commanding lead in the first half, a 45-point Knicks second half would ultimately doom them as the Lakers force overtime. The Knicks would, unfortunately, lose the captain, Jalen Brunson, to what looked like a devastating ankle injury. And so now we await word on his recovery time. And at the same time, the Knicks lose in overtime, man. 113 to 109. Seems like they lost twice. Well, let's talk about it as we usually do, man. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Call us up in the KFTV Discord, man. 113 to 109. Knicks lose in overtime. Late night rapid fire post-game show. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaros. So to everybody, all the Knicks fans watching worldwide. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, and Instagram. Oh, man, bro. I mean,
we can't have nice things, can we?
Can't have nice things.
We really can't, bro. Like,
Yeah.
How is it that we get Mitchell Robinson back and then not even, 3-4 games with Mitchell Robinson back? Now Jalen Brunson goes down to an ankle injury. Just devastating, man, especially when you get to see him cook like the way he was doing against LeBron and Luka in the fourth and overtime. Talk about a
brutal.
Talk about a family show gut punch.
Brutal.
Can't curse on the show, but it's a family show gut punch.
I felt like we lost twice, bro. I really did, man. I felt like we lost twice. And so many things were going well in this game. You know, OG setting a great tone in the second quarter. 15 points, perfect from the field. JB in the third quarter. Everything clicking. You know, we'll get to the boneheaded errors by Thibs, but, things were going very well. But obviously, you know, you had to expect the Lakers to make that ferocious comeback and make a run. Basketball is a game of runs. You had to expect their defense to tighten up and that they would make that comeback. And in crunch time, the 2-minute offense was the Brunson offense, right? It was the hero offense, and it had its successes and it had its misses. But in the end, you know, losing them to that, what it looks to be an ankle sprain. We'll wait and see what the official word is. We probably won't know for another day or so. Just absolutely brutal to see how this game literally flipped on its head. And now the Knicks are going to be searching for answers because, yeah, for a while we were going to that, you know, we're locked in the third seed. Well, but that was if you had a healthy Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what they even going to have rolling into Inglewood when they go take on the Clippers. They're 3.5 games up in the Milwaukee Bucks. There are no guarantees right now for this team. And for a team that is wounded, Brunson now, Towns, Hart, OG with the foot, they're in a tough spot now, man.
It's a difficult position that they're in right now, CP. And the biggest thing that I'm looking at is the playmaking, the shot creation. Those are the two biggest things when you lose Jalen Brunson. You know, we talk about this team every single night, right? And we see it. You know, Cat needs to be set up for most of his plays. Bridges is not a guy who's going to initiate offense for himself. We have yet to see the playmaking that we want from him. You know, when we initially acquired him, that's what we thought we would get when, you know, from what he was doing out in Brooklyn. But no, as we know, this entire season, it's been the rocks in Jalen Brunson's hands. He's the guy who's going to create for everybody. He's the guy who's going to create for himself. And most importantly, he's your fourth quarter guy. He is Mr. Clutch. He is Captain Clutch, you know, as you call him. And so we don't have Captain Clutch. And, you see it tonight in overtime. You know, if he's still out there, you could say, yeah, we still got a chance, even against Luka and LeBron. Against both Luka and LeBron, two top 5, top 10 guys of the league in the league right now, and we just needed Jalen Brunson to keep us in this game, man. And the fact that now we're going to miss him for some time, it's just I have no idea who's going to step up. If there's going to be anyone that does step up, right? And so there's a lot of questions looming over this team right now. How do you set this thing up so that this team can, just tread water at least while Jalen Brunson recovers, so that way he can get ready for the postseason.
Yeah. I'm feeling wounded, man.
I feel you, bro.
I can't lie, man. Like, normally we would just run the show, and win or lose, we'd let it flow. But I just hate to see that happen, man. Especially the way he was killing. That looked like a bad injury, bro. I can't sugarcoat it. It looked like a bad one. Maybe
Dude.
a high ankle sprain. Who knows? He's a tough player.
He is legitimately limping. Like the limp.
Yeah.
It's not like
He had to get carried to the free throw line. He had to get carried to the free throw line, bro.
Dude, he didn't even move after he shot free throws. He was waiting for LeBron to get fouled. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, he was like, I'm not even trying, man. I'm not even trying. I can't.
Vibe Shop in the chat said this just got real. Just got real, man. It really did. And, who knows, like I said, how much this team is going to have left in the tank against the Clippers. It's hard to say, man. Let's salute some people in the chat. Let's get some people on the calls. Call us up in the KFTV Discord. Let's salute some super chats as well. Knicks lose 113 and 109 in overtime. Look, credit to the Lakers. Luka Doncic really came alive after the dog, I thought, really held him in check early in the game. But then you saw the adjustment by J.J. Redick. They went after the Knicks' weakest link, or one of the weakest links on the defensive end. That was Karl Anthony Towns. Several 1-5 pick and rolls with Luka Doncic, Jackson Hayes, trying to get the Towns switch. Luka was Luka in a lot of those. They did get over the top on some of the pick and rolls. You saw some lob action there, and they were able to execute. Other times they had, Jackson Hayes making plays to the corners, finding Lakers for three-pointers. LeBron James being a beneficiary of one of those. I also thought the Lakers' constant second-chance opportunities bedeviled the Knicks late in this game. Gabe Vincent getting one of those. Knicks not able to hold on to the rebounds. Gave the Lakers a lot of second chance. I mean, look up the numbers. I didn't look up the actual numbers from second chance, but just by the eye test, looked like, the Lakers getting after it on the boards and getting themselves second chance opportunities. They had to have outscored the Knicks in that category.
In second chance points,
yeah.
Actually, the Knicks won that category. They won 15-7 in second chance points.
Oh, wow.
But the point that I get from you is that you're talking about the rebounding, and absolutely the Lakers out rebounded the living daylights when it came to the Knicks. 64-56, the Lakers won. But when you're watching this game, it's just your top two playmakers are doing top two playmaker things, and that's LeBron and Luka, man. And so both those guys are tough covers. I thought late in the game where Luka was got his fifth foul, you should attack him and get him off the court. And I feel like we do this too many times, and I look at the head coach for this, where somebody is not in position to be useful, right? In this case, Luka. You can talk about the Warriors game. Steph is dealing with an ankle injury. You're not really forcing the issue there, trying to get someone to expose Steph consistently, right? Whether that be JB or whoever on him. And I feel like too many times that we allow this to happen, where it's like, even with the whole Trae Young thing, man, why don't we expose Trae Young's porous defense? We did that the last time, but too many times we just allow guys to be comfortable, whether they're in foul trouble. We don't really exploit their weaknesses, and it's got to change, man. Especially now, if you don't have Jalen Brunson, you got to get crafty. You gotta get super crafty. The head Tom Thibodeau, man, has to figure out ways to get his guys in position. You can't just say, oh, you can't just allow everyone to figure it out on the court now. All right, you got to be heavily involved, especially when you don't have Brunson. But sticking with what the Lakers were doing tonight, man, they were just able to get inside. They were able to attack the paint very well, and they were able to beat us on the rebounding battle, man. And that's these are two key areas that I talked with Trevor last night, and these things came to fruition. And even when it came down to 3-point shooting, I mean, you could look at the numbers. Yeah, they didn't shoot the three ball well the entirety of the game, but they shot it where it mattered most, and that was in the fourth quarter. They started to knock down shots, whether it was Luka, LeBron, and that's the thing, man. It goes back to 3-point defense too.
Yeah, they did. They started hitting their threes late in that comeback. You're right on that. Dalton Connect. How about Dalton Connect in the third quarter? He killed the Knicks, including a buzzer beat at the third. I thought that kind of got the Lakers going. That gave them some momentum as well. So that was a little bit demoralizing. And it's interesting with the 2-minute offense, with the late game offense, because as clutch as Brunson is, it's just like living by the three and dying by the three. You're gonna live by the hero ball. You're gonna die by the hero ball. And he did everything he could to get this team a victory. You hope that the injury wasn't a result of that, but you saw some empty possessions where you got Karl Anthony Towns standing in the corner, and it's like I'm waiting. Like, is this a playoff wrinkle they're gonna throw out there? Like, is there ever gonna come a time when you're just gonna see a better 2-man game between these two guys to get others involved? And he just didn't see it. Yeah, Mikal Bridges with 6 attempts in the entire game.
Yep.
A little puzzling.
Very puzzling.
Happy birthday to Josh Hart. He was a warrior tonight. I give him a lot of credit. He had a lot more ups and downs. That last possession with 8 seconds left, he shouldn't have been in the game. The Lakers defended the inbound well. They forced it to go outside of Brunson, so they go to Hart in the half court. He gets to the Brunson. Obviously, as the clock is winding down, the Lakers could just double. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So, you didn't even you're able to put Mitch out there when you want the defense-offense switch, right?
Yep.
Even though Deuce didn't have a great game today, at least throw the threat out there of a better shooter, of a better spot-up shooter in your lineup. That didn't make sense. I would have put my 5 best offensive players out there. It's 8 seconds left. You're going for gusto. Even if you turn the ball over, the chances are of the Lakers getting back down the court and getting a shot off, not likely if you're going to get it in Brunson's hands. But the fact that you got a guy like a Hart out there, obviously they're going to double off him and take the ball out of Brunson's hands and make Hart beat you. He gets the scoop layup way late. That wasn't even under consideration whether the shot was good or not. That was a bad adjustment. That was a lack of adjustment. You got to put McBride out there.
Absolutely. And look, you see what happens when, you just even see it in the winding, even in the beginning of OT, right? Because I was like, oh wow, they're moving the ball around. You get to OG, get the rebound, get back to OG again for 3, and I'm like, he's cold at this point. This is the issue. When you go, all right, guys, it's 4 minutes to go. Guess what we're doing? We're relying on Jalen Brunson to close this thing out. And I get it. When it's your last waning minutes, it's a close game. I understand that you want to go, you want to have the ball in your best player's hand, especially the guy who's best at crunch time. But when you go away from the offense completely that got you there, and this is why even when I say, hey, why are we feeding Cat at times? Like during the Hawks game, right? It's because you want to keep everybody involved. Brunson can easily go get his shot, but we don't have to let the whole last 4 or 5 minutes be all on him and then just freeze everybody out. Now everybody's out of rhythm. Now when you want to get the offense back in there and guys are missing their shots, like, why are you missing your shot? I don't know, man. If I don't touch the ball for 5 minutes, what do you want me to do? How am I in rhythm? And so this goes to the maddening part of the Tom Thibodeau experience at times when it comes to this offense and just getting guys involved and just calling guys numbers or just keeping this team aware of saying, hey, let's get this guy in a good position to succeed. This is where it's going to be at critical mass at this point. You don't have Jalen Brunson now. Everybody can see that he's going to be missing some time based on that injury. but you cannot. We have to get away from these things of like, all right, yeah, just give it to Brunson. We see what the Cavs do. We could see what the Celtics do. They could just hand it to anybody and just be like, all right, man, we're gonna continue to run our offense for all 48
Yeah.
minutes. And if it's gonna be in a position where we got to get to isolation at some point, we will. But we're not gonna do that for the last 5 minutes of the game.
Al, but we're gonna let's get Zach on the Discord. Al, I'm gonna let you run the point for 1 second. I gotta step away for 1 second. Zach on the Discord, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Oh, a little bit disappointed being at the game and seeing that happen in front of your eyes. It's pretty demoralizing, as you said. It was an interesting loss, though. I will say, if when you were there was a specific play that happened when Hart cut in front of Towns. I think it's exactly 3 minutes to go. And that loose ball became a three-point shot to make it 94-93. The whole stadium changed. The whole crowd changed. That changed the entire complexity of the game. And took the wind out of the Knicks' sails.
Yeah, you could feel that through the TV screen, man. Once that shot went down, it's like it just felt like the entire energy was zapped. But what was it like being there and just like watching everything unfold? Like, did you see like when you saw Brunson go down? Where did you see like did you know initially or like was there a little bit of
bad.
like?
No, it was bad. It was bad. Like Carl Anthony Towns was. I mean, during the break, he's at the free throw line with Brunson, trying to talk him through, trying to like see if he could actually take the two shots. He was in a lot of pain. That dude is he's a warrior, but it looked like a significant ankle injury. And hopefully, as like CP said, hopefully a high ankle sprain, something low grade, but it was definitely significant. He doesn't usually walk off the court like that. So it was interesting to see him. Obviously, definitely quite injured. And then the other thing, we couldn't hit a shot for our lives in the second half. I mean, we just couldn't hit a shot. We went from, I think we were hitting 45% in the first half, and we finished the game at 39% for the field. I mean, it was a bad look. But, it's a loss, and we got to come out and come in the next game tomorrow and see what we can do. But it was an OG. I mean, OG held Doncic down in the first half. Seeing it live, Doncic, he didn't look good. 5 fouls, the whole 9 yards, but second half, we just didn't have it.
Tough
unfortunately.
One, absolutely tough one to watch. And,
yeah.
It goes back to the offensive training.
I did like one thing, though. There was a minute there in the second quarter where they had the Mitch, Pat, Bridges, and JB lineup, and with OG, dude, it was strong. That's what kept us and got us in the lead, put us in that 9-point lead. So that might be a dangerous lineup come playoff time.
Yeah, I did like Mitch's minutes overall. Like I thought Mitch was solid overall, especially when Cat kept getting burned defensively down the stretch. The problem is that he's still on a minutes restriction, and like Ian Begley said on the show yesterday, you don't even know if Mitch is gonna play tomorrow or tonight rather, because we're in the morning time on the East Coast. You don't even know if he's gonna play against the Clippers. So you had no pressures tonight. Maybe that was intentional to make sure he don't get hurt. And that because maybe Mitch doesn't even play tomorrow, so that you play Precious more at the 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, if Precious can go tomorrow, that'll be a big deal. He hadn't played most of the third. And, I mean, we didn't see Mitch until about 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter. I mean, you would have liked to see a little bit. I would have liked to see him come out at like 2-3 minutes left in the third quarter, just so we could try to, hold that lead for a second. And then, with like 50 seconds to go, obviously you play that offensive rotation. But,
yeah,
Thibs looked timid tonight, too. He didn't know what to do. He honestly didn't. You could see his rotations were off. His, when not to bring in Deuce, when to bring in Deuce. I mean, campaign was a mess.
Campaign for you, man. Chucking and yucking, which is why they had to go to Brunson. Hey, if you want to win the game, you're going to go back to Brunson. If you want to lose the game, you keep him on ice. The non-Brunson minutes, the goal is to get him back in around 6 to 5 minutes left in the fourth. But when you got campaign out there just unloading the slingshot, not facilitating, doing absolutely nothing, you got to go back to Brunson to play hero ball.
And you played the whole third and then had to come back with 8 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah.
So it was just, and then Tibbs looked Thibs looked, unfortunately, not the Thibs that I'm used to. He looked confounded by what the Lakers were throwing at him in the second half. And like I said, the Knicks couldn't hit a shot in the second half.
Yeah. Tale of two halves, man. Appreciate the call, bro. We're just going to rapid fire it up because we got a ton of callers and it's mad late here in the East Coast. We got to go rapid fire in the post-game
I'll
show
speak to you
tonight.
tomorrow night, guys. I'll be at the game again.
All right, man. Enjoy it, man. As Zach on the Discord. KnicksFix. Go ahead and unmute your mic. KnicksFix. Let's go.
PP Alex, what up, guys?
Rapid fire, man.
Yeah, man. It's I don't know anymore. Like, I'm looking at these games, I'm just like, it really does, like Alex said, it just comes down to coaching. Just three things I was going to point out tonight. Mikhail got six shot attempts, man. Like, why would you trade 5 picks just to park him in the corner, right? Like, there's no play call or design for him. Second thing is Cat. Like, why is Cat catching that ball like 30 feet out every single play? Like, get him in the post. Like, try to get him easy buckets in the post. And the third thing is like exactly what Alex said tonight is, how do we go away from what works, right? If you give the ball to JB down the last 5 minutes of the game, where's the offense, right? OG was absolutely cooking. Like, I don't even think OG took a shot in that fourth quarter, man. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. To close it out, like, I don't know, man. I just don't think this is the guy to bring us a ring. Like, this is not the coach to bring us a ring, man.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate the call, man. KnicksFix on the Discord. So Harlem 125. Go ahead and unmute your mic. So Harlem 125. Do we have So Harlem on the Discord? Going once? Got to go rapid fire, guys. Late night show, man. Late night show. Knicks lose 113-109. Brutal loss in overtime. And Jalen Brunson injured, man. Al, any update on Twitter on Brunson? Any update?
I've been checking and refreshing Twitter.
Okay.
And haven't seen anything
They're
yet.
usually very delayed with any type of announcements anyway, so yep. I think that's I don't think we find out anytime soon. Tone, go ahead and unmute your mic. Tone on the Discord.
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Let's go.
What I say last call, man. Keep campaign away from this team. I don't know what the hell he was doing in that fourth, man. Just throwing up random ass shots. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
It's just campaign being campaign.
I mean, I'm gonna look at it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
This is the opportunity for Bridges and Cat, because Cat lately been kind of soft. He been playing into that soft side now, because the last couple games he ain't been aggressive calling for the ball. He ain't been aggressive going to the hoop. Nothing. Like, I usually don't agree with Shaq and them, but I agree with Shaq today when he said that Westland got to demand the ball, and he was not demanding the ball. He's getting double teamed by like people shorter than him. Like, the Lakers don't have no bigs that could go with him. Like, you got to go on the paint, bro. You gotta be a little bit more aggressive. Like, OG finally came around and he's aggressive now, so I'm off OG. OG's good, Brunson's good, but this little stretch, because I think Brunson probably gonna be out for, I'm gonna say probably 3-4 games maybe.
Yeah.
So this stretch is all Bridges and Cat, and Kolek we trust, man, because it's time for him to come up. This is his time.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I was asking Ian on yesterday's show, like, what is it going to take to get Tyler Kolek some minutes? I said even in the preseason, like, obviously Thibs is going to go to camp first, just being a vet. But there's going to come a point in time when you're going to want to see Kolek get some more minutes, and that campaign is going to wear out his welcome. He's an erratic player. He is who he is. He's been on 4 different teams in 3 different years. There's a reason for that. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, he's not. His decision making is questionable. These are why guys. These are why guys become journeyman role players.
Yeah, because he doesn't run plays at all. He just come out and just start shooting. I'm like, bro, get somebody set up a play or something, bro.
Right, especially when you're playing with Cat.
Yeah, especially with him. You got to, because he's not going to call for the ball. He's going to stand there and then the last thing, man, with him I was yelling at my TV. I'm like, bro, stop switching on Luka. You cannot guard him. Why they keep doing that damn play where they keep switching on him? Stop guarding him. Every time Luka saw Cat, it was barbecue chicken. Every time. I'm like, bro, stop guarding him. You cannot guard Luka. Like, damn, I kind of wanted to see Mitch more in the game, to be honest.
Yeah,
Cat
I don't think they're not forcing it with me, and nor should
Yeah.
they, especially with everybody hobbled, man. So we got to take it easy with the Blockness Monster. Even though I liked his minutes, I really liked his minutes out there tonight. It's always refreshing to see him out there, especially, and just holding down the defense. But we got to be easy with Blockness, man. Just take our time a little bit.
Yeah, man. But Bridges and Cat, man, y'all up, man. This is on y'all now, man.
Okay.
So,
All right, appreciate the
man.
call, man. Appreciate the call. We just got to run through the callers, man. Rapid fire tonight, man. Late night. We tight right now. Trying to pick up the pieces, man. We got another game tomorrow. Couple hours, not even couple hours. So we got to rest up, get back to play-by-play and post-game in a couple hours. Chris Haynes, Al, says there's optimism. Knicks star Jalen Brunson only sustained a sprained ankle.
Yep. That's, that's good to hear. I sent you stuff for Thibs. Thibs talks about how Jalen is being examined right now. So there's that clip, too, if you want to play that audio.
Okay.
I sent that to you. But, if it's an ankle sprain, that's good, man. But in the sense of, not needing surgery, stuff of that nature. But he's still going to miss time. Like, there's no way. I don't expect him to be back at all for this West Coast trip.
Nah.
To be quite honest.
Nah.
So it will be some time before he returns, and you should make sure that he is right before that he returns, because he is much needed for the success of this team, and you don't want to rush somebody back. And then, as we saw even with Mitchell Robinson last season, where you rush somebody back, they get injured, and then they're out even longer. We don't need that, man. Keep in mind, Brunson just entered his prime. He's 28.
Yeah,
you cannot risk anything with Jalen Brunson right now.
Not worth it at this point. All right, so here was Thibs on Brunson, on the status of Jalen Brunson. Here we go.
No, not yet. He's being examined. So
it looked like he took a big excuse me, sorry. It looked like he took a big his ankle turned.
Let me get the volume up a little
Do
bit.
you have a read on how he's feeling?
no, I haven't spoken with him. He was back with the medical
Let me
people.
run it back.
No, not yet. He's being examined. So
It looked like he took a big excuse me, sorry. It looked like he took a big his ankle turned pretty hard. Do you have a read on how he's feeling?
no, I haven't spoken with him. He was back with the medical people. So I'll get updated, later. Right.
All right, so no update there. I think that was Stephen Bondi that was asking about saying that the ankle looked bad. It was a bad ankle turn, man. Definitely a bad ankle turn. Now, here is Thibs on, because, I opened the show with how do they move going forward? They're only 3.5 games up on the Milwaukee Bucks. Are they going to rest guys? Here was Thibs' answer.
Coach, sitting in the third seed right now, this point of the season, going kind of down the home stretch, any thought to maybe pull some guys off, rest some guys, just gear up and get ready for the postseason, because you guys are kind of pretty much solidified in the 2 or 3 seed in the Eastern Conference?
And there's still a long way to go. So you just got to keep playing. Yep.
All right, you heard him. Long way to go. Got to keep playing. And I don't know who said that they got the third seed solidified, because far from it. They only up 3.5 games. It's 19 games left or so.
Yeah, I don't know who's asking. A
lot of people keep saying that now. It's not locked in.
Look, and this is Tom Thibodeau. I don't even know how you're going to even ask. You know the answer from Thibs. This man will go 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with Trevor last night on his show. He was like, he asked, do I think the Knicks, obviously prior to all this happening, do I think the Knicks will still gun for the second seed? I'm like, yes, that's Thibs' MO, man.
Sure.
And even with an injury, he's going to try to make sure that he wins as many games as possible. You got to shore up the third seed, right? That's what they want to do. They want to make sure they have home court advantage for as much as they can. Even though it's already looking like, as of right now, things could change at this point now that Jalen Brunson's out. But as of right now, it looks like it's a date with the Boston Celtics in the second round. So
Yeah, if they get
won't
past
have home
Detroit.
court advantage, but you still got to do everything in your power just to get it.
Sure. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Knicks lose in overtime. Heartbreaker to the Los Angeles Lakers, 113-109. It was going very well in the first half, but a tale of two halves turned into an ultimate nightmare when Jalen Brunson went down with an ankle sprain. We are getting to your calls. Let me salute some of the super chats as well. A lot of super chats have come in. Shout out to Above the Rim, $10 super chat. Al says 2 weeks free of template coaching. Shamit, Bridges, and Payne sit the hell down. Kolick is the floor general we need, and Dadier will run the floor and make threes. Well, sir, according to your coach, that's not happening. So shout out to Above the Rim, who's playing fantasy basketball, but the Thibs reality says not happening. We going balls to the wall, and we'll see what they have tomorrow against the Los Angeles Clippers. Going to be a tough one. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Tough Chuck D. Out $10 super chat says Macau deferred all night long on offense. It was like second year Kevin Knox. Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That is not a name you want to be comped with.
Nah, not at all, man. Not at all. Chuck also said every time Bridges touched the ball, he hot potatoed it. He had mad looks. I'm not buying he didn't get looks. He played nervous all game. Big old stage. Chuck D going in on Mikal Bridges right now.
I mean, Bridges looks shook, man. He looks like he's got the yips.
Yeah, he does.
He's not playing with confidence. He's not look like that same guy that dropped 40-plus points
Christmas Day. It's a long time ago.
Against the Spurs on Christmas Day, man. He does not look like that guy right now. And look, this is now an opportunity for him and Karl Anthony Towns to step up. You guys were brought in here to help Jalen Brunson. Now you got to really help Jalen Brunson because he's got to recover. You got to make sure this team stays locked in at the third position or even better. Now it's time for you guys to compete and go make your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay, shout out to Pit Lane Formula $5 super chat. 43 minutes, only 6 points. Mikal needs to sit his ass down. They're going in on Mikal Bridges tonight, man.
6 shots, you played 4. You're going to – I'm telling people right now, if you're – the way as everyone's feeling right now, CP, everyone tune in for the next game preview. It will drop tomorrow. My guy, Wall Murray, came through, dropped that knowledge. And we had a very interesting conversation about the New York Knicks, man. And so I highly recommend tapping it tomorrow so you guys can hear his thoughts on Thibs and all the acquisitions for this team.
DJ Skinny, $10 super chat says Thibs got to call plays. It can't be read and react every play, every game. He also allows team to take Towns out of the offense and don't call plays to get him easy looks or attempts. 13 attempts is unacceptable. Yeah. I mean, look, do they run plays? Yes. Is it read and react? Yes. Should they run more plays for Towns? Yes. Has their out-of-bounds plays been good? No. McBride should have been in there for Hart in that crunch time? Absolutely.
This is just – I mean, this is where you as a – I mean, honestly, the front office is going to be evaluating Tom Thibodeau right now, man, because you got these players. You got to see if they can step up at this point. But these are all issues that we know, man. These are all issues that we know about Tom Thibodeau. And so he's got to adjust when it comes to, after timeouts, how's the team look, setting guys up, Talked about it earlier in the show. You cannot have 4 or 5 minutes of just Jalen Brunson. All right, look, I got a tweet from Fred Katz. Let me read this one, man, because it's like actually I did send it to you. Okay. So it says it's the last one. It says Knicks end of game offense is Brunson, and more Brunson. Yeah. His usage rate is 3 times as any other starters during clutch time this season. Couldn't go tonight without him. That said, those last few Lakers defensive possessions were outstanding. Yeah. So that right there tells you it is too heavily reliant on Jalen Brunson.
Too much ISO, man.
It's too much.
Too much ISO.
We've been down this path. Whether it was Brunson and Randall. It's like, yo, why do we keep going to ISO with all these guys and not moving the ball around? And then we're complaining like, oh, Grimes isn't in a rhythm. Quickly, can't. It's because we're not doing this ball movement thing, man. Yeah. And this team is good when they're moving the rock. And yet we go away from it way too much. The reason why this offense looks so great as it can be is because guys are cutting, guys are creating open looks for one another, and we just completely scrapped that entire philosophy in the fourth quarter. And I don't get why we do that. And I don't get why the head coach who promotes ball movement, sharing the rock, doesn't step in and say, hey, guys, you know what you should be doing? What has gotten us here and what gets us these leads. It was that type of work that got us that lead in the second quarter and what got OG going.
Shout out to Cool Vids, man. Franchise channel member, $20 super chat says, we blow a 12-point lead yet again and we lose Brunson for a week or more. What the hell was that fourth quarter offense? Thibs ain't it. Give him a front office job to honor what he's done, but he can't have a clipboard anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure. A lot of you guys want to put the guy in the front office when he hasn't been a good front office guy either. I don't know. What's the point of that? It makes no sense, man. Punch Forever, $5 super chat says, we changed the team not to rely on Brunson, but yet we still rely on Brunson for everything. That's a great point. Great point. Great point.
It's like, to even think about that statement is just even wild, man.
Yeah.
You the whole point, literally the whole point of getting Cat and Bridges is so that, hey, we don't have to rely on Brunson to do everything. And yet we rely on him to do everything. In a physical game against the Los Angeles Lakers, this is why we wanted help. This is why.
This is why you want help. This is why you want help, man. All right, let's get back to the phones, man. Hear what the people got to say. So Harlem 125, are you there? So Harlem 125. All right, so Harlem, we went to you twice, man. We got to let you go for the night. You're not ready for the big show. Let's get to the members lounge. We're going to load up some members on the members lounge. Rapid fire, people, because we got a lot of callers tonight. King Matthews, are you there? King Matthews on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
You know I'm going to be here. How you doing, fellas?
Let's go. Rapid fire. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty down, man.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it the Bucks, man. If they were locked in, we should never win overtime. If we never win overtime, Brunson should never got injured, man. And like I said before with Mikal Bridges, the way he's playing, man, Leon Rose, he's on watch right now. Literally, if he doesn't step up pretty soon, because now Brunson's out. Both Mikal and Cat. I'm going to give Cat a little slide because he was doing some personal stuff, but like I'm going to say before, this team lost its grit and grind. No toughness whatsoever. Y'all take it easy.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. Yeah, you're right. You know, Cat did come back from the personal issue. Well, personal issues aside, like, you know, you see these type of games with Cat, and then on top of that, you know, for not, you know, utilizing him in the way that he should be utilized, then you're kind of compounding the issue there. So you have nights like that. But shout out to Cat, speedy recovery to him, and we'll see what he has tomorrow. Anthony, go ahead and unmute your mic. Anthony.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Rapid fire, sir. How you doing, man? Where are you from?
Fellas, what's going on, man? I appreciate you guys, man.
Absolutely,
Long-time listener. Absolutely, bro.
Appreciate your membership, man. Appreciate your membership.
Absolutely, man. And you actually helped me that day. Remember, I hit you up on Instagram.
That's right.
And you actually...
That's right. That's right. You, yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, man. But anyway, Tom Thibodeau, man, he's killing me. I mean, these out of timeout plays are just... It's like, is he even drawing anything up?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, when you think about it. Also, Jalen Brunson goes down. What? It's like he just put Deuce in Jalen's spot. It was dribble, Deuce. That's all it was. He dribbled like for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That first play out of the time, I was like, what are you doing? You know, I love OG. OG's back. OG's, you know, back on. I see his confidence. You can see he's working on his game. That's huge. But Cat, that's another issue. Yeah. I mean, what is Cat doing? I mean, where'd the confidence go? You know, where'd that grit that we seen earlier in the season?
Different player from the first half.
Bro, I was sitting here. I'm sitting here in the house, and I'm like, oh my God, I was a little upset when we made the trade initially. And then he's like proving me wrong earlier in the season. And then he's back to what I thought we were getting. Like, where are you?
Yeah.
You know, it's rapid fire, man. I got so much to say. I will be calling again.
Sure.
And I appreciate you guys, man. But listen, go Knicks. It's one game. It's we got 20 something more games to go. Hopefully Mikhail could wake up and clear up, because I don't know what Mikhail is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Mikhail is killing me. But fellas, you guys have a good night, man. I'll call in tomorrow night. Hopefully we could sustain this Jalen Brunson being out for the next 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the call, Anthony, man. Stay up, man. Good to hear from you, bro.
Absolutely, guys. Have a good one, man.
Okay.
Peace.
Anthony,
Peace out.
First time caller, man. Shout out to Anthony. Check it in. Shout out to Anthony, man.
Yeah, you can hear the frustration, you know.
Yeah.
Watching Mikal out there, Cat, you know, shrinking in the biggest spotlight. Another national TV game, CP. Another national TV game where we come up short.
National TV, man.
How many times do we have to watch this?
Yeah.
Where it's a national TV game, come up short. And outside of Jalen Brunson, the 2 other guys you're asking to do work aren't doing work.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal, man. Let's get to, if you see any more tweets out, just send it my way. Shout out to EC, $10 Super Chat, said, from all the tough losses this season, this is the one that hurt the most. JD said it best, no plays out of timeouts. This team is missing stones, big ones. We desperately need a shot creator. Yeah, well, that, you know, as Anthony, you know, kind of Anthony kind of mentioned the same things, in that once JB goes down, what do you have? You get a lot of guys dribbling the air out the ball. You don't have a lot of shot creation, and it becomes a hot mess. 20 games left, 19 games left. Team's got some soul searching to do, man. They got some soul searching to do. Okay. Let's get to... Who are we going to get to? Oh, let's go to India, man. Let's get to Ashwin. Ashwin on the Discord. Go ahead, man.
Oh, there you go. Now you're back.
Rapid fire. Wait, what? I got cut off on the Zoom?
CP.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Ashwin, you there? Go ahead.
Okay. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, Lakers fan are the most pathetic degenerates I have ever seen. Booing an injured opponent. Seriously? And we all know LeBron is right now in Cancun without biogenesis. I'm just lashing out. But leave that. Wasn't our front office supposed to get rid of softies when they traded Barrett and IQ?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then what are Bridges and Cat? Capital S, capital O, capital F, capital T. But tonight, I'm not going to say anything more about Cat and Bridges. But at least Mikhail has been clutch during defense, clutch in clutch times. But Josh Hart, I don't care how much banged up he was today. He does not belong in starting lineup of a contending team. His defensive rating this season is 113, which is basically slightly below average. And my God, his offense is bad. Unless he's driving to his right, he has nothing, literally nothing. He is a bench player, and we need to fix that this offseason. And now all these people whining about Brunson isoball. I know that's not the way to play team basketball in NBA, but this team is worse than Sacramento Kings without Brunson. Imagine the people that can create offense from when with ball in their hands. And Brunson, time and time, he has sacrificed his body for this team. Remember the game 2 of Pacers on the day we won championship on the anniversary? Remember all the time he rolled his ankle this season? The last 2 great seasons after years of mediocrity. Remember 131 million he sacrificed to build this team. And you all think Brunson deserves this hate, this slander? Holy ungratefulness. Without Brunson, we would barely be in play-in.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Lakers have LeBron, Luka, and Reeves. 3 who can create with ball in their hands. We have no one except Brunson. And we all whine about his iso ball. Especially with good hard defense, like Lakers today. That the case that will be in playoffs. No one could even penetrate 3-point line after Brunson went out. When Brunson is sitting on bench, no one can barely create. Neither Cat nor Bridges and OG barely can penetrate, and definitely not Hart. There is no other option except Brunson. Okay. Lastly, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I complained about Thibs one time during the Kemba Walker season, but I think we have to respectfully move up from Thibs this season.
Okay.
Sam Cassell, Johnny Bryant, Spolstra, I don't know. It's up to front office. They have to do right in name of Brunson, and shame on people hating on Brunson. Man, really, you want all the buddy passy basketball game? Guess what? That doesn't work in playoffs. Your team is gonna go as far as your best player. And thank you for this, and CP, Alex, JD, thank you for this amazing live and post game. So, good night, man.
Let him know why you mad, man. We haven't heard from you in a while, man. Good to hear from you, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for taking the call.
Yeah, that was our guy Ashwin checking in from India, man. We worldwide with it on the post-game show, 2:00 in the morning here on the East Coast. Who needs sleep when we got a brutal loss here tonight? We got to get it, get it off our chest, man. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. He said he doesn't want Hart in the lineup. He said, hey, we got to be grateful for Captain Clutch. He's the only shot creator that we have on this team. He's kind of right there. He said, hey, it's time to move on from Thibs after this season. Rate that call in the chat, man.
He's getting some 5s right now,
He's getting some 5s. Was that the call of the night? Yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ashwin, man. We hadn't heard from him in a while.
Jimmy UCLA saying very respectful caller.
Oh yeah. He always drops facts. I'm looking at the YouTube chat on my phone because it's going so fast on my computer, it's slowing down the show. So that's why we're kind of glitching on the video. Shout out to Marco Stoyana of a $50 Romanian super chat. Al says, can't believe I woke up for this disaster. See, he's in morning time where he's at. So what's Thibs the worker so tirelessly working on? No defensive IQ and offense is very limited, ISO based or just random. Quick recovery for JB. Salute. So Marco's tight, man. He woke up and saw that we lost. Yeah, shout out to Marco, man. Whatever time it is, wherever you at, good morning to you, bro. Frustrating loss, man. It's a very frustrating loss, Al.
It's very frustrating. What's even more frustrating is when you look at that, we try to put up a lot of threes, right? Like, that's been a big emphasis this season, and it took us to get to overtime to get up to 43 attempts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the principles that he's preaching, man. I just wonder how much is this team actually listening to what Thibs is saying at this point. I'm not saying that I'm not saying they're not fully, bought into what Thibs is. I'm not saying that they're not bought into some degree what Thibs is saying and trying to practice or what he's preaching, but he's asking for a couple of things, man, and it's just whether it's paint protection, which isn't there, which is defending at a high level, which isn't there, which is if you try to put up a lot of threes, it's not really there. So I know they might be respecting him, man, but at this point, if you're the front office, you got to start questioning, how much is what he's actually doing, actually transpiring in that locker room right now. And I still think he gets the benefit of the doubt. I still think he gets one more season. I still think they do one more transaction cycle to say, hey, we gave up a lot of the type of guys that he needs. Let's try to get some more back. But man, you got to start questioning if you're this front office.
Yeah, look, he's gonna get another season, and that's why when fans are like, oh man, you're not being too hard on Thibs. Would you like me to say fire the coach from now and he's not gonna get fired? I don't waste my breath, bro, with the emotional stuff. It's just a waste of time for me. He's going to get another year with these guys. And as is always the case with teams with high expectations and pressure situations, if you're not delivering, the easiest thing to do is to change the coach to see if they can get a spark. Do they need more offensive creativity? Yes. Do they need probably a refresh voice? Yes. All that is beyond obvious. But with 19 games left and them gearing up for the playoffs, saying fire the coach is nothing but wasted breath, in my opinion. But nevertheless, I accept all the opinions on it, and the fans are right to voice their opinion on it. But for people like, oh man, you're not saying it enough for my liking, I just don't waste my time when I know what the reality is going to be.
And he's also earned that respect from the front office to say, hey, we're going to give him one more shot.
That's just what it is.
It's going to be, 4 out of 5 years this team has made the postseason? But now, look, it's not just making the postseason now. It's like, what's the production in the postseason, right? And so, based on Jalen Brunson's health, they're gonna equate that into the evaluation process too. But starting now for him, and to see what's gonna happen with Tom Thibodeau.
All right, let's get to the key stats of the night, man. Brought to you guys by Underdog Fantasy. Knicks shot 39% from the field, man. 42% for the Lakers. 23% from downtown. Shout out to OG Anunoby, who certainly helped carry that effort there for the New York Knicks. The dog was absolutely brilliant, especially in the first half. 15 points in the second quarter, and a perfect shooting from the field. Lakers shot 33% from downtown. 25 for 32 from the free throw line, Al. They missed a lot of opportunities there to, keep this thing within striking distance, and also just help themselves when you're on the road against a hostile team and one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They shot 70% from the charity stripe. 82% did the Lakers shot. They lost the rebounding battle 49-46. That was tough. 25 assists for the Lakers to only 20 for the Knicks. And the turnovers, man. 16 turnovers led to 20 Laker points. 17 Laker turnovers led to 15 Laker points. I thought that helped the Knicks a lot when they caught the lead as well. Fast break points, they lost by 1, 18-17. Points in the paint was also close, 44-42. The Knicks lost that battle. Largest lead of the night, 9 for the Lakers, 13 for the Knicks. And Luka and the boys whittled it down, won the game. Simple and plain, bro.
For me, it comes down to the rebounding battle. It comes to the turnovers. These are when you're playing, especially, this revamped Laker team where you have Luka and LeBron. You got two basketball savants on the court, and then you got JJ Redick as, a head coach over there who is very creative and, very inspiring for his team and how they put them into good situations. I mean, even talking to Trevor yesterday, he said the big thing for this team that they changed around, even without a legitimate center, is their defense. He said this defense is playing at another level than they have been this entire season, and the offense is just still working on coming together. And so you see that. You see that by the rebounding. You see that how they were able to turn up in the second half and just limit the Knicks from getting the shots that they want. So in this matchup, man, the Lakers took advantage of the turnovers and just controlling the glass and preventing the Knicks from just getting out there and getting those second chance, even more second chance opportunities that they need. I know they won that battle, but in this type of game where they're not even shooting well, you need every single opportunity as much as possible. I mean, they shot under 40% today. Yeah. So you're going to need as many rebounds as possible, as many second chance points to compete with this team, and they just didn't get that. So rebounding and turnovers are the big things for me in this game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, man. Either way, man, the key stats of the night, ladies and gentlemen, are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Hey, you guys watched the Underdog Fantasy preview show this week for this game that we aired yesterday. You guys watched the Underdog Fantasy play-by-play show hosted by JD Sports Talk. And once again, salute to our sponsors there over at Underdog Fantasy, man. Use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick. Pick them, watch them, and win them. And, hey, I did win some money tonight, Al. I did win some money.
Let's go.
Despite the Knicks not playing well, I did win some money on Underdog Fantasy here. Here are the picks that I put up tonight. Let me just move this over a little bit and move my camera. So on Underdog Fantasy, as you guys know, you pick between 2 to 8 players, and Underdog has a number of stats to choose from. You're going to predict whether or not those players are going to go higher or lower on a given stat that Underdog Fantasy has for the night. And they have a ton of sports that you can choose from. NBA, NHL, you got Major League Baseball coming up soon. You could even put money up on UFC when those fights come up, but obviously, this is an NBA show, so I typically stick to the Knicks games as well as NBA. So here's where I went tonight, Al, with my underdog picks. With Cat coming back, I was not confident in a high-performance game in Karl Anthony Towns, but I was confident in a Captain Clutch revenge game. Set the tone tonight, and I took Jalen Brunson with higher than 25.5 points. He finished with, what Brunson finished with tonight? 30-something? 39. Finished with 39. So I cleared that very well. Speedy recovery to the captain. Also in this game, I took Luka Doncic, not on the points, but on the assists and rebounds. As he's gotten more comfortable in this JJ Redick system, and they deferred to him, they've taken the ball out of LeBron James's hands and put it more in Luka's hands. He's been able to get his assists and rebounds up, kind of like the Dallas Luka. So I went higher than 16.5 rebounds and assists for Luka Doncic. He finished with 19. Also around the NBA, I liked the Chef tonight with higher than 25.5 points against the Brooklyn Nets. Nets had been spinning out of control here, and this is the Chef sticking around in New York after they beat the Knicks. I went higher than 25.5 points. I thought he was easily going to get that, and he finished with 40 tonight. So the Chef hit. Now, here's where I wasn't so lucky. I went with Kobe White. I went with Kobe White with lower than 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists with the Bulls visiting the Orlando Magic. The Magic, who have been in a tailspin, they're 29-35 on the campaign. So they're coming back to the bottom of the East and to the bottom of the playoffs, rather. But I went with Kobe White with lower than 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He went off on him tonight with 44 points alone. So I did lose that. But with Underdog Fantasy, you can choose standard pay, which, you know, for the 4 picks that I went with, I would have had to have gotten all 4 of those right to get $180. But I went with the flex pay just to hedge a little bit in case. So you can get 3 out of 4 correct, and you can get 5 times your money. So I went with the flex pay. I got the 3 picks correct out of the 4, and I came out of it with over $100 for the $20 wager. So that was that, man. That was that. There you go,
man.
Yeah.
Hey, you want something?
Yeah, man. So just use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. Shout out to our friends at Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this show. Okay, let's get back to the phones, Al, then we'll wrap up. STG Nick, STG, how you feeling?
What's up, guys?
How you doing, bro?
Lost tonight.
Yep.
Just a few quick points to keep it rapid fire.
Rapid fire. It's getting late.
A lot of people keep bringing up like the lack of creativity on offense, which I definitely agree with. But a lot of that, in my opinion, has got to be the personnel. Like outside of Brunson, like who else, and then maybe a little bit of Josh Hart, who else is creating? Like OG is not really a creator, even though tonight I saw him bring it to the basket a few times. Like Carl's not really creating for himself and for others. So I feel like they do miss that like secondary creator in a way. Like especially with Jalen Brunson out now for, you know, hopefully not too long. I'm like, who's going to be that creator? Like in that final minute and a half when JB went out, like I saw the one play, like they just had Deuce dribbling the ball for 20 seconds and he just did a pull-up shot. Like at least when they had Julius, like he was around there. He could, you know, drive and kick, get it to other guys. He could be a playmaker. So they definitely missed that a little bit. And another thing, that got me was like a lot of like the out of timeout turnovers. Like after Gabe Vincent hit the 1-3 after LeBron kicked it out to put it 99-96. Of course, Gabe Vincent, he always kills us like he did in the playoffs 2 years ago. The Knicks called timeout, and then right out of the timeout they turn it over and we're down by 3. Luckily we got a stop, but still you don't like to see turnovers out of the timeouts. And one last thing is just like still like the hesitancy from Josh Hart. Is definitely still hurting us for sure, especially in that final play of the game where he basically dribbled out the shot clock, like dribbled out the game clock.
Yeah. Not a shot creator, you know. But Hart scrapped, man, and that's where I have like a little bit of trouble, like with who should start, who should not. I think Deuce deserves a lot of minutes for a lot of reasons. Because of his ability to space the floor, because of his ability as a spot-up shooter, and also because, Hart took a beating tonight, though. He took a beating tonight. He's dealing with the chronic knee issue. They've got to look for, number one, a longer-term play because of his physical nature. You don't know how much longer he's got in his prime. He took a beating tonight, man. He got hit in the head a couple times, dropped on his back. He's got the knee thing going on. But at the same time, he gave you the grit that you're missing.
Oh, yeah. I agree. And it's like also going off that, like he always talks about, like he only has like 4 years left, 5 years left. I 100% see that with the way he plays, like he's going to give it 110%. So they definitely got to make sure that he's right for the playoffs and still love him. That's my guy. I have the utmost confidence that he'll be right for the playoffs. I'm not too worried about him.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the call, man. STG. Appreciate you, bro. Talk to you tomorrow, man. All right, 2 more before we wrap. Rob G, you up next. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Rob G.
You guys hear me?
Loud and clear. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Yeah, Rob, I'm from New Jersey. How you guys doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, last year this team was a tough team. This year we take out Dante and Hartenstein. You put in Mikhail and Cat, and we look soft.
Yes.
Cat he'll give you the 35 and 15 against the Hornets, the worst teams in the league. But we're on national TV when we're up against the Celtics and the Cavs. He's a shell of himself. Mikhail's a shell of himself. I'm almost at the point where I'd rather see Shaman out there just because of how at least he's got aggressive.
At least he'll let it fly.
Obviously,
Shaman will let it fly. You know, the first shot might hit the padding on the backboard, but the next one might be a swish.
At least he's driving. At least he's not just passing as soon as he gets the ball. Regardless, that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
The point is, Mikhail's a shell of himself. I was happy when we got him. He
Me
looks
too.
awful. Going forward, I have trust in Brunson and Hart. The one positive, obviously, the injury is detrimental. Hopefully we can see Cat and Mikhail maybe take that next step. But at this point, I don't really see it. I think Deuce is really going to be the guy going forward during the stretch without Brunson. He's the one with toughness that can actually create a shot.
Yeah. See, he can create for himself on the spot ups, but can he create for others? That's always been the challenge for Deuce. And where this is going to get a little bit tricky here is who's going to be creating for everybody else with no Brunson on the floor. Hey, maybe sometimes these good things happen in tough situations, in adverse situations. Maybe this is a way for everybody to come together and figure it out, from the coach on down to the players, to how to adjust without your best player for definitely a week, but maybe 2 weeks, maybe more, maybe a month.
It's going to be tough. The one thing before I wrap up is, obviously you can't have Cat on the bench. We're paying him. He's a top 10 paid player in the NBA. But if he's not going to get any offense drawn up for him in the fourth quarter and overtime, then obviously Mitch is on minutes restriction. But if he's not, put him in the game. He's on an island every time, Cat, on defense. If they're not going to give him the ball on offense, he's just wasted space at that point.
Yeah.
Getting crossed up by Luka for a half hour.
I've been saying it, that once Mitch does get up to speed, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind subbing him in crunch time.
I wouldn't mind it either.
At the 5.
I wouldn't mind it either. Hopefully we get some more Deuce, but appreciate the time, guys.
Appreciate it, man. Call back anytime, bro. Appreciate the call.
CP, you think Deuce who gets the nod at the starting point guard position? Deuce McBride, Campaign, or do we get the surprise Tyler Kolek?
Tomorrow, maybe Cam.
Oof.
He's gotten it before. I'm just trying to think in terms of Thibs. Like Professor X, if you're in the mind of Thibs. Payne has gotten the start before. He doesn't like to take certain key rotation players out of their rhythm. Could be Payne. Could be Payne.
Now, this follow-up question, how much do you trust Campaign to run that offense tomorrow?
As much as I can flip a coin. Yo, I've been consistently saying it. Flip a coin. Tomorrow he might drop 40.
Right,
probably not. No, probably
now
not.
You get a little
into
yourself.
Yeah,
all right, man, stop.
And now I just need
when
sleep.
he was I was like, all right, you say 20. I'm like, yeah, goodbye.
I'm wilding. But I say that to say tomorrow might be his day. Today he was brutal. 1 for 6, all from 3, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. You too gunshot. You got a lot of times you're playing out there with Cat on the floor. You playing out there with Mikal. You got to get him going, man. You're last on the priority list. Last. I don't need you chucking it up early in the shot clock. You are last line of defense. When we get desperate, that's when you take the slingshot out. Yeah, you are last line of offense. When we get desperate, that's when you take out the slingshot and get it cracking.
Oh,
Pause.
Man. Can you imagine tomorrow? Hey, it's me versus James Harden, the Campaign show.
We got no choice tomorrow. He got to let it fly tomorrow, maybe. You know what I'm saying? We just lost a 30-point gunner. Somebody got to make that up. So champagne it is. Pour it up. I might buy some champagne to watch that game to take away the pain. How much I'm gonna be missing JB tomorrow night.
Oh man, it's gonna be like that Will Ferrell meme where you have like that glass of wine and you shake it.
That's it, bro. Yeah, tomorrow night, Friday night. Oh, we're definitely sipping, watching the play-by-play. I'm sipping tomorrow night, 100%.
Oh man,
100%, man. Yeah, we going brown looker tomorrow night.
Are we gonna get Kolek minutes now? We have to get some Kolek minutes, right?
I hope so, man. Hey, Bo Champ, what do you got for us? Anybody right now?
Nah, we're not really asking for Bo Champ off the street. We just got this man off the street, bro.
Listen, man, like I said, with Hart, we just lost one roommate. We got to limit the Hart stuff. I loved how he played tonight. He played gritty. It was his birthday. Give him a little time off, man. Let him go out tomorrow night in Hollywood. Take the wife and kids out. Let him enjoy himself a little bit and take the night off. They just played an overtime game, man. They fought for their life. It was a physical game tonight.
It was very physical.
Physical game.
Very physical. And this is what you want to see how Josh Hart. Shout out to Chuck D in the chat. Throw a hashtag P in there.
Yeah.
Says campaign gonna go Trey Burke.
Wait, yeah, where's Trey at? Maybe give Trey the final roster spot, man.
Oh,
man. What's Trey I doing? We could use a bucket getter. He's still young. Very young. What's Trey I dealing with these days, man? We got to call him up, man. You know, he used to be a friend of the program. His family used to be tapped in with us all the time. Yeah. His parents used to be big KFTV people, man. His mom and dad would be in the chat all the time. Yeah. Yeah,
Trey
man.
Burke, huh?
Trey
I. Really asking. This is what we're calling for. Hey,
desperate
remember
times.
those games? Remember those offensive games that you would have? And you're like, we got the answer.
We got the answer. We got the answer. Then he would drop like 6 the next night, and then they cut him. I'm like, damn. Ah, well. All right, man. Jeff, close this out, Jeff. I got to get some sleep. Close this out.
Hey, man. Y'all working late. I'm working late. Y'all talking about Beauchamp and Trey Burke for help.
This is the 2 o'clock. This is the 2 o'clock takes.
Dark time.
2 a.m. takes, bro.
Right now.
Yes. Yes.
The witches are asleep. It's not even the witches. I think the witches are asleep. All right. I want to shoot Cat some bail.
Okay.
He just came back from a traumatic family experience.
Sure.
He got suckers talking on his name as if they knew what was going on and being real reckless with what they're talking about. So I'll give him a little bit of a pass, but there's a bigger issue that I see. Schematically, these quote-unquote top teams, and sidebar, I think it's funny how they snuck the Lakers into this top team discussion when they didn't even have Luka the last time they played the Knicks in the Garden, and they were like in 6th place, but you know what that is. What those teams have in common is that they found a way to scheme Cat out of the game.
Yes.
So the only way to counter a scheme is with what? Another scheme, right? You got to counter. You have to make those adjustments. He's not the type of dude that's going to call for the ball, but there is some type of disconnect on offense because if you watch sometimes when they run the plays, you can see he's trying to run the play and he's like throwing his hands up sometimes like, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Because he's ready to move on to the next move. Like, y'all got to really watch this and see what he's doing out there. He's not in the final 5 minutes. They're spamming Jalen Brunson. It's Jalen Brunson save us or give Josh Hart a grenade. Is that on Cat? Honestly, is that on Cat? If you have a bazooka and you use a water gun instead in the final 5 minutes, who is that on? It's the person that's calling the shot, right? And that's on Thibs. 6 top lineups for this team involve Deuce McBride. 40% of the shots that they take from 3 those lineups include Deuce McBride. 40% accuracy involves Deuce McBride. And for some reason, we haven't gotten this notion that maybe we should run more lineups with him there. You kind of alluded early on in the show, CP, to what I was thinking. If we're making defensive substitutions, if we could put on a defensive squad, maybe in the final 9 seconds, the Knicks should put an offensive squad on the floor. Get your shooters and get Deuce in instead of Hart. Hart
Yeah.
was taking a beating. He is powering through. But we know that if Jalen is going in crunch time, they're going to think twice about doubling off of Hart if that's Deuce. Because they know that whether he's off or on, he's going to gun from 3 and he shoots a good percentage from 3. These are the type of decisions on the margins that will cost this team. And I think it is, I know that the coaching has been scrutinized since he's gotten here, but I think here, when you talk about these games against quote unquote contenders, especially this game where they were in it, like Jalen Brunson injury aside, the Lakers, and they're not from LA Laker fans, the loudest Laker fans are the ones that were not born in the state of California, which is nasty work, right? These guys pray to whatever gods may be to thank them for Jalen Brunson leaving that game, because that game was over. Let's keep it real. That game was over. But at the same time, when you get a 9 seconds left on the shot clock, you passing it up to Hart, and he's not shooting. He's been gunshot for most of this game. I got to look at the coaching. I got to look at what they're drawing up, because this is where it's going to be major, especially in the playoffs. This is what we got to watch. Now Brunson is going to be out a few games. This is the time where those offensive players that you picked up, Mikal, Cat, either they gotta demand the ball, they gotta take it within themselves to go out there and be assertive, or the coaching staff has to put them in the best position to win. I don't know which way it's gonna be, but now they have no more room.
They got no choice.
They gotta figure it out. And one of my mans the other day, he was saying how he feels like the Knicks don't run plays, and I was like, "Yo, come on, man! We watch the plays, we watch it. You know, CP, they do have plays in their bag." But now I understand what he was saying, because they was not running plays in that final 5 minutes.
No,
it was Brunson.
No.
It was Brunson, the one-man show. Brunson and the Knicks. That's what it was. It was straight 1950s jazz out there, where he was leading and they were just figuring it out and reading. And then when you look at the other side, Luka and LeBron were doing the same thing, but they had spacing. It was intentional, where they knew that they had the reads and they were ready and they were able to exploit them. With the Knicks, especially when they have certain lineups up there, they're not able to do it. So they're going to have to figure that out. There was a lot they had to figure out on this road trip. Now it's gotten a little bit more difficult.
Yes, sir. What are you working on, man? You working on top 10 plays?
Yeah, it was top 5. It was only 6 games today.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was a struggle. Put it in perspective for y'all. It's the first time I ever did a top 5. I almost thought they messed up. I was like, yo, only top 5. But the last couple of nights, it's been rough. They ain't been too much going on highlight wise.
Are you picking the plays?
No.
Okay.
So for y'all in the YouTube comments, it's not me. I just voice them. I don't pick them. But shout out to the squad though. Yesterday was bottom of the barrel. It was 3 a.m. It was 3 a.m. in the bar and the light was on, and you like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, man. I'm gonna go home, and then we gonna chalk this up. We gonna try this another night. I'm gonna go home. Like it was bottom of the back. The number one play was Donovan Mitchell no look pass from the break. I think Mobley or Jared Allen would have dunked.
That's crazy.
Damn, I know it was nasty. Tonight, Kobe White, Steph is ridiculous.
Yeah,
he hit a turnaround half court logo shot in Brooklyn, and yo, the Barclays was part of the Bay Area tonight. Oh my God. Y'all thought that the kids was cheering for them in MSG a couple of days ago? I didn't even know you could get color in the Barclays. Like it was, what are they, blue and gold? It was straight a blue and gold convention in there. It's nuts. Couldn't be me though. Couldn't be me.
Well, they knew they had to wait for all the Curry fans in New York and in the area. They had to wait for when the cheaper tickets went on sale, because no one goes to those games.
Yeah. You already know the vibes, and I already know the season ticket holders made a killing this weekend in New York. You talk about the stimulus package between that and tax times. Woo! They made a killing, because I never seen that many Warriors fans in my life. Period. But especially not in New York.
All right, bro. Good. Appreciate the call, man. Good stuff,
Yeah, no
bro.
more Beauchamp talk, man. Let's go to sleep, bro.
Yeah,
let's get out of here, because y'all are delirious, yo.
Let them know,
to
Jeff. Let them know.
KnicksFanTV. Love to everybody, man. Tough loss. We rise. We'll be all right. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, man. That's KFTV Jeff on the check-in. Well, listen, man. You know, win, lose, or draw, we got to get to it. We got to rap. We got to bring the people together, and we got to talk about it. Tonight was tough. I needed this therapy session to get over the injury of the captain, man, because I was... I'm hurting. I'm hurting, man. I'm hurting like the captain's hurt right now. So we wish him a speedy recovery. Chris Haynes said ankle sprain. We'll see. It's always lighter. They always announce it to be lighter than it is. So let's see what happens and how they recover, because they got another game in just about 10 hours or so, man. So
just praying, man. Just praying the captain's okay, man, that he'll be able to come back like soon.
Yeah.
Because we're certainly going to need him. But, hey, as everyone's been saying on this show, man, even we said it, it's time for Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges to step up. And Tom Thibodeau. All three of those guys.
Yeah, man. The dog stepped up tonight. Shout out to the dog, man. He held it down. Shout out to John Torre, franchise channel member. They're back with the franchise channel members. Salute to you. Salute to all the franchise channel members that called in. Salute to Afrique NY, franchise channel member. $5 super chats. His injuries can make this a first-round exit. Don't sleep. Shout out to Primo El Padrino, $5 super chat. It's time for whoever the true second option is to step up. Just like you said, Al. Brunson, speedy recovery. This was our win. Yeah, tough loss, man. Tough loss. Christian B, franchise channel member, says Thibs is going to have no choice but to get creative now. Prayers up to the captain. They talking right now, Al. David Fonseca, $10 super chat, says, sucks, but Knicks got to learn to move the ball without Brunson. This stretch will be tough, but could result in a lot of growth. Let's see who steps up. These are all consecutive super chats and channel member comments. Let's see who else. Bomani UFG says losing Brunson hurts more than a loss. Looks like a bad injury. Time for the team to show some New York grit. Prayers up for the captain. Heal up JB.
Well, at least we all know everyone's watching the same thing we're all watching, man.
Yeah. $10 super chat for Above the Rim says, I promise you this is the best thing that happened to us. No more hiding. OG will step up. Cat and Mitch will hold it down. Deuce will. And Thibs step his coaching up. No more template coaching for 2 weeks. Who else? Shout out to Knicks Forever. Pit Lane Formula says 43 minutes, only 6 points. Yeah, I got that one. Mikal needs to sit his ass down. Janelle Torre, Mikal Bridges has the ability to lead and create within the offense if given the opportunity. I like Josh Hart, but he needs to come off the bench. Okay. All right. Knicks Forever says without Brunson, the season is done. Well, he's not done for the playoffs, so let's slow down. Don't put the cart before the horse, man. Let's slow down, man.
One day at a time, man.
One day at a time, buddy.
One day at a time.
No, let's not panic all the way, man. Jeez, man. Janelle Torre says, I actually forgot that we had Tyler Kolek on the team. That says a lot about the coach that we have. Christian B says the team has no voice on the court or in the locker room. If we did, the defense would be better, and we would have got Bridges to shoot more than 6 shots. Shout out to K. Marco, says it could be a blessing in disguise. We fall a few spots and avoid Boston in the second round. Might have an easier road to the finals. He's looking at it glass half full. Pudge Forever.
That is one hell of a positive spin.
Sure. Pudge Forever says we changed the team not to rely on Brunson, but yet we still rely on Brunson for everything. Got that one. LD says how many excuses we got for Thibs tonight? None. I don't think anybody had any excuses for Thibs tonight. I think you guys, no, there wasn't any. Mine for Freak. $5 super chat says $57 million a year for Cat to be a turnstile and be useless in late game situations. Cannot be trusted to get a basket when needed. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a tricky balance because obviously he dealt with a lot of adversity this week, and you want to be mindful of that. And I will comment on the brainless comments by Broussard and Draymond. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm too tired to give it energy tonight. But the fact of the matter is his track record. That is his track record in these big games all year. He hasn't been there, and that's been kind of my concern with the acquisition. You guys have known that. I've been consistent with that. And we'll see. Time will tell when money time comes. Say Quizzy. $5 super chat says Bridges looking like 76ers Tobias Harris. Looking scary. Thibs needs a new playbook. No more Brunson. Cat out here playing like a cat.
You saw that graphic running around where they got PG like, Wait, I thought we. Wait a minute. Do we just?
Yeah.
PG being the next Tobias Harris.
Oh, man. Speaking of which, shout out my guy Q. Activated. Shout out Quentin Grimes getting his opportunity. Get that money, young man. Get that money, Quentin Grimes, man. I miss Grimes, man. Shout out to the family, man.
We need you.
We need you. We need you, man. Al, get some sleep. I'm out of here, man. Peace. Shout out to the replay gang. Peace. Shout out to Chuck D, TM, Tyler Gamble. We out of here. Peace.